Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome back to my side of the room. Today I want to test something. I was thinking about this, and I want to see if it works. So I figured I would do it here. You can do a gradient nail, which is where one color blends into the next color, using a makeup sponge. You can do it freehand, but it's actually easier to do it with a makeup sponge. Here's an old dried up gradient that I had done. And it looks really cool, and it's not hard to do. But I was wondering, because I've heard that you should use two of the same kind of polish, I'm not 100% sure if they meant like two of the same brand or just two of the same texture, like a creme versus an iridescent versus a glitter. So I figured I would try. I'm going to try two different brands, and then I'm going to try mix and matching and see if it makes any difference at all. So I decided to go with what I think is my most expensive cremes and my least expensive cremes. So for the most expensive, totally worth it, Taco. So I'm going to do What Do You Pink and Scientific. I'm going to pair those two together. Those are, I believe, $12 a bottle. Then, if you go to Five Below, and you get one of the sets of the smoke and mirrors, it's generally 7 bottles for $5. So I got basically the same two colors. These do not have names. And so these were 1/7, they were each 1/7 of $5. I'm not even going to try to do the math. So I'm going to do a gradient using the expensive stuff, the cheap stuff, and then I'm going to mix and match them, and we'll see if it looks any different when it's all over. So the first part of a gradient is you need to do, I've already done my base coats. I like to use a peely base coat and then a regular base coat on top of it. I don't know. I just like the way it holds. So when you do a gradient, you're going to take your lighter color and you're going to do the whole nail. Either 1 or 2 coats depending on the coverage. So we're going to start with that. And I think the pinks are the lighter of the two, so I'm going to do pink nails to start. All right, I'm going to do 2 nails with this pink and 2 nails with this pink. We'll start there. And then I will let these dry, and then we'll come in and do the gradients. This is probably going to take 2 coats of this one. That is awfully light. Okay, we're gonna let that dry and come in for a second coat because all 4 of those are pretty light. Okay, second coat. And I let them dry roughly about 5 minutes between coats. Maybe 10. I tend to just watch TV or read. Play a game on my phone. Okay, let those dry, and then we'll come back and start working on the gradients. While I wait for these to dry, I'm going to start painting the other hand just so that there's something on them. And I picked this one is called Starfishing for Compliments, and it's a KB shimmer. All kinds of confettis in there. It's pretty. I have a broken nail, So it's right here at the baseline. I don't know. I have no idea if you can see it or not. So I've glued it, and it's got like 3 coats of hard base coat over it, which is why it's a little more blue than the other fingernails. So we're going to try and nurse that one along. I should probably try to file that nail down, but I didn't even know I'd broken it. I went to go sit down to work on my nails today and went, hey, I have a broken nail. So I'm going to do this on this hand just while I wait. Okay, so generally what I'll do when I'm doing a gradient is because I'm really bad at judging the length and where I should stop and start, so I will generally line the top of the sponge up with the top of the nail and just make a little mark roughly where it's at. So the middle 2 fingers are about the same length, so I've got that sponge, and then the other 2 fingers are roughly about the same length. So that gives me an idea where to put my color so that I'm not getting all pink and a tiny little bit of blue, or the other way around. So that is one little thing that I tend to do. The next thing you want to do with the gradient, and you don't have to, but it makes your life easier, is to use some kind of peel off protective peel, some kind of latex peel for the skin around your nail, so that, because you're going to have polish all over the sponge and you're going to sponge it on, and then you're going to have polish all over the sides and up here, and this will just peel that off, and then cleanup's much easier. So again, different brands of this, doesn't really much matter, whatever you like. Hopefully the fact that there's latex in these doesn't. Some people have used, I think, glue. I think I've seen that, like Elmer's glue, but this supposedly works better. So I am going to protective peel around these 4 fingers. And this particular one, the Holo Taco brand, dries a darker color when it is dry, so we'll be able to see the difference. Okay, so the first one I did is dry already, so you can see the color difference. Another big tip or trick, don't let your fingers touch, because they will stick together. Okay, so don't get too confused. I tried to lay these out the way I want to do them. So I want to do the 2 Holo Tacos. I want to do Holo Taco with the S&M, smoke and mirrors, a Holo Taco with the smoke and mirrors, and then both smoke and mirrors. So that's the plan. We'll see how this goes. So let's start with the smallest of the fingers, which is going to be this. So this has to be done in layers, and you have to build up the color. So that's the line for my little pinky, and basically it's the line, almost the line for that, but we're not doing that finger, we're doing the little pinky. So we're going to put the pink on the top half and the blue on the bottom half. And I chose these 2 colors because of all of the Holo Taco cremes, these 2, oop, they just touched. These 2 tend to, I think, complement each other the best. And then I was able to find them in the same basic colors in this other brand. And I have to do this without getting myself all wet there. So we're just going to blot it on. And we're just going to repeat it until we're at the color level that we want. So it is going to take a little bit of time, especially for this. It's very cotton candy-y. So the first 2 layers you can do relatively quickly, one after the next, but then after that you've got to give it time to dry in between. Otherwise you just end up pulling off the color that you just put on. And I'm kind of giving this a couple of seconds to soak into the sponge. Okay. We're We're going to let that dry for a little bit. We're going to move on to another sponge, another color combination. Okay, longer nail, wider strokes on this one. Try a little bit. Come on, soak in. Okay, another coat. So again, the point of this was I wanted to see if the mixing different brands of polish made any difference, and if the cost of the polish kind of made any difference. I'm going to try and put my hand down here where I can actually work. Okay. Not bad. That needs another, that needs time. Ah! Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. Okay. Oops. And I try to, the reason I measure, first of all, so that I have enough polish to get all the way to the end of the nail, but I find it easier if I can keep the top of the sponge, as I'm dabbing it, level with the top of my nail. I tend to get a better line, because otherwise I end up all over the place. My dabbing is not precise. Okay, second coat. I'm like, that's not coating very well. I forgot, that's the cheap one. Spoiler there. But this is only the first little bit of coating, so we have a ways to go. I gotta find a fourth sponge. There we go. And I need to measure this one. There. Okay. So I just buy packs of cosmetic sponges at Five Below or the Dollar Tree, wherever you can find them. And I just have a little drawer on the side of my desk marked sponges. So if I need one for makeup, I know where they're at too. Okay, one coat. Okay, so there's my 4 first coats. They definitely need more. Okay, I'm going to start the second layer And then we'll see after that if anybody needs a third coat. And I didn't even give it 5 minutes. I kind of just tested this one and it's dry, so it can have more polish. Okay. And I don't want the sponges to get hard either, so whoops, wrong color. You're gonna get there, because then it won't absorb any of the color. So you can't really wait super long on this. Okay. Now this one. And this one. I'm glad I did this. This is the only thing that's saving me from putting the wrong polish on the wrong finger. Okay. Last one. And then we can take the protective peel off. Okay, I am satisfied. Close all these up. Okay, tweezers. These are the worst tweezers. I have to go find my good ones. I'm pretty sure the good tweezers are with the Lego stuff. See, now there's only just a little bit of cleanup to do. Also, the thicker layer, I don't know if I said this already, the thicker layer of protective peel you put on, the easier it comes off, because it comes off in like a nice big chunk instead of being thin and stringy. It would also help if I had a good tweezers. All right, so I'm going to take these off, and then I'm going to use a little bit of acetone and this cleanup brush and clean up the mess that I made. No. Forgot to turn off the TV show that was playing. So this is just a little tub of acetone. And I'm just going to try and smooth things out. I'm pretty sure there's still some liquid latex on here. Yeah. All right, so we still need to finish cleaning them up and top coat them. But just based on what I'm seeing before I finish cleaning them, there's a definite color difference between the blues. There's a definite coverage difference, and they'll look better. They'll look much better once they're actually top coated. Then you can really see the gradient come through. So let's wait for that. But right now I'd have to say That one's my favorite, followed by that one. So we'll see how they look when I'm completely done. Okay, I've been wearing this all day and I don't like it, so it's coming off. This is why we use the Peely base coat. That lends itself to minimal cleanup. And let's do something else. So I'm going to clean these up. I'm going to put some more base coat on, and then I'll be back and we'll come up with another idea. Deal? Deal. Okay, new test. All one brand. In fact, this was a set. This was a collaboration, I think, with Vanessa Hutchins with Sinful Colors. So I've got Beat Goes On, B-E-E-T. I have My Tribe. And this one's a little bit of glitter, and this one's called good Lord, can't read. This one's called About Last Night. So I'm going to take these three. They're very sunsetty. So I'm going to try that. So that's 2 coats of the lightest color, just about dry. I will do some protective peel, and then we will do another gradient, and then I have an idea for stamping over the top. So we'll see if that plays out. All right, let's see how long this nail is. Right there. Ooh. Right about there-ish. Okay. All right, so I want the purple on top. And where did I go that far? I want actually, let's make this easier so I can see what I'm doing. I want the bottom about there. And then I want the yellow in the middle. A second to soak into the sponge. I'm actually just using the back side of that one. Okay. Let's do that again. Actually, these 2 nails are the same length, so I can do this one next. Okay.
Gradients.
Yep. The executive decision that the other combination was cruddy.
All right.
Okay. I have to do a slightly longer sponge for the other 2 nails. Okay. Yeah. I'm actually kind of liking this technique better than that. Let's see if it works. It's easier to control, I'll tell you that. Okay, that was one coat. It's giving me less of a gradient. Well, I don't know. I can't tell. Okay. All right. Let's take off the Oh my God, I need to buy new tweezers. These are awful. They don't grab anything. Oh, that's much better than the other one. Cool. Let me clean these up. All right, let's top coat these real quick. I think this came out really nice. Other than I can't get the glitter off my fingers. That's going to be kind of a, it'll wear off in a little bit kind of thing. Right. That's better. I either want to do palm trees and sunsets on top in silhouette, or I have this new plate that's got these trees, and I thought I could do like the lines of trees in front of the sunset, but this purple isn't very purple. So I think we're going to stick with actual sunset. Although I don't know, we got some cool birds here. I don't know. We'll play with this plate at some point.